I'm gonna be going over my trades today. I took a total of 3 trades. I took Netflix, IWM, and Nvidia. So I'm gonna be going over my first two winners, and we'll kind of get into Netflix and what happened. So if I'm looking at IWM yesterday, I was looking for my strategy, which is my inside strategy, right? My inside candle strategy. So I loved IWM because you guys can see we're in this daily inside range, right? This is a daily inside candle. Um, yeah, so I marked my high and my low, right? But then I also went on my 4-hour time frame. Actually gave me my entry right here because this is a 4-hour inside candle right here, right? So all I did was mark my high and my low, and then I also had my daily inside high and my low, right? These type of trades are very easy to me. Um, Half of the time when there's a 4-hour inside and a daily inside at the same time, it's a pretty easy trade because all you are doing is getting that 4-hour inside high or low as an entry and targeting either the daily inside high or low, right? You would want that to be your first TP because if it does end up breaking this daily inside high, you're looking for a good range break, right? That's the whole reason why insides are created. It's just letting you know that um basically the stock is in range, right? And all we're doing is taking a range break. So if you look at it from this 15-minute point of view, so I remember I was seeing this trade in IWM, how it was holding that 201-ish level perfectly. So if I look at it from the 15-minute point of view, this is the candle open, right? This is right where market opened. It had that nice wick above. I didn't take entry just because EMAs were so close. I thought, okay, maybe we're gonna wick above and then come and retest these EMAs and then finally have that breakthrough. So that's exactly what ended up happening. We wicked above, we came back, we tested this 9 EMA, and then we had a nice break above. So from the 5-minute point of view where I took my entry, and I always recommend to wait. If you're taking a 4-hour inside entry, I always recommend on the 5-minute to wait on a candle close above. So meaning this would have been your safe entry, right? 202.44. But for me, I back tested this strategy. A lot of times I feel a little bit more comfortable with taking a earlier entry, right? Nothing's wrong with that. All I did was take this 5-minute VWAP retest, right? So this actually ended up alerted calls around right here. This probably was my entry right here somewhere. If I had a nice film, which I'm pretty sure I did. So right here, all I did was take calls on this 5-minute VWAP retest. And of course, my first TP, where I would have liked IWM to go, I would have targeted this daily inside high, right? So, yeah, like I always say, I always take 95% of my positions at 40% if it gives me that, but I always trim along the way, right? So I trim at 20, 30, 40. By 40, I'm in runners. That way, if it does end up running, I'm a little less stressed if it decides to pull back, right? Because I already secured 95% of my positions. So yeah, so right here, I had two different contracts opened on this position. I had 202s, that I ended up selling at 100%, and then I had 203s that I ended up selling at 106%. So obviously this didn't go to my full TP, but me trimming along the way, I didn't really have that mindset of, oh no, I'm gonna hold until my TP hits, right? Because sometimes, guys, a lot of traders tend to hold until their TP hits, and then they're up, for instance, 60% on the trade, and they don't take profits or trim for some reason, right? And then They ended up getting mad because, they were up a few $100, but they wanted that TP to hit. No, I always say, for me, what helped me get profitable was trim along the way, trim into strength. That way, if it does pull back, you are not mad about anything, right? Because you're basically putting yourself in a defense mode. Like I said, this probably up to here gave me more than my 40%. So even if it did pull back, I probably put my stop loss at break even. So that's kind of how I looked at it. A lot of people are like, "Well, why didn't you sell at your full TP?" Um, like I said, I'm just selling into strength. I don't really care if it hits my TP. If it does, that's good, great, whatever. But I'm always going to sell as it's going up, and I'm never gonna let a trade go from green to red most of the time, right? So yeah, this was how I took this IWM trade. All I did was take the 5-minute VWAP as an entry, and then ended up breaking through my original entry, which was 202.27. Like I said, I always recommend people when they're testing the strategy out, wait for that 5-minute candle close above that 4-hour inside high or low, right? Depending on which direction you're entering. So this was a pretty solid play in my opinion. Now let's go into Nvidia. So Nvidia, I was watching this kind of range while I was in IWM. I actually ended up calling this play around 10ish. So yeah, Nvidia was just setting up for us while we were in IWM. And yeah, so basically with Nvidia, if you look at it from a bigger perspective, which I'm always gonna look at daily time frame and a 4-hour time frame, right? Just in case there is my strategy, which is insights. So on Nvidia, as you guys can see, we were in this daily inside, right? All I did was mark my high and my low. Then I went to a 4-hour time frame. Here it gives me an earlier entry, right? So that way I don't have to wait until here. It gave me my 4-hour inside, so I marked the high and the low. Now, here's where I was looking at Nvidia on the 15-minute, because when it opened around right here, I was seeing it trying to break above these EMAs, and I seen that it finally had a candle close above these EMAs, and then this is where I decided to get in calls. I got in calls around right here. And yeah, all I did was target, this was my entry, I targeted this daily inside high. That way, if it did reject that daily inside high, we were probably in runners because this gave us a good percentage from here to here to the daily inside high, right? Now, mind you guys, let's say you didn't get this entry right here, right? Because if you got this entry right here, your entry would basically be here, right? Because you always want to wait for that candle close above, and this is exactly what it did. So let's say you got in here for your safe entry. You kind of got in light position because you don't know if it's going to break this daily inside, right? So as you guys can see, it finally broke it. Now right here, what you could have done, you could have added to your position. If not, for those who didn't get down here, you could have gotten right here on this 5-minute candle close above my daily inside high, right? And then it obviously smashed through my first TP, and it's looking like Nvidia was gonna go to 130. Perfect level right here. It bounced, and I think it's just gonna go to 130 from here, and then yeah, basically break all-time highs on Nvidia because of that. Oh no, it's gonna continue to go up. Never mind. It's not all-time highs. But yeah, this is basically how I literally take my trades. I just find my strategy and I follow my rules and I take it no matter what happens. Obviously there's days where it does give me my setup and it doesn't end up working out. There's gonna be those days, guys. But as long as you find your strategy, you back test it, you feel comfortable enough for it to, even with sometimes it lets you down, you feel comfortable with taking it each and single day, right? It's all about finding that confidence within yourself and that strategy. So yeah, the more screen time, the more back testing, um, you guys decide to, even if it is this strategy, to back test it, that's always gonna get your confidence up. And yeah, this is how I took these trades. All I need is my strat, which is my inside strategy, my EMAs to line up with it, my VWAP, and obviously I do have levels of support and resistance. But if, like I said, if you have a daily inside within a 4-hour inside, just take the 4-hour inside entry, whether it's, to the downside or upside, and then target that daily inside high or low, depending on where you want to take it. So hopefully you guys understood my headspace a little bit with taking these trades. I really didn't expect too much volume today, but overall it was a good day. It wasn't that bad today. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, like this video and subscribe. Peace.